The market falls down into our pivot area, opening the door for 37.50. Can the bears follow through? This is Invest with Jacob. Okay, guys, so the market gapped down and consolidated just above our pivot area as expected, and if they push through, it opens the door to the 3750 to 3700 area on the ES. So the question is, can the bears follow through, or do they risk getting bounced by the bulls? I'll get into that in just 1 second, but first, if you're new here, welcome to the show, guys. My name is Jacob Gabbard, and this is Invest with Jacob, where we use Elliott Wave Theory to break down the SP 500 and the NASDAQ. I highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below so that you can get our daily S&P updates, our trade setups, and our buy alerts. All right, guys, before we jump into the market, just a quick heads up on what we do here. You can see on the screen one of our traders actually left the room because they became a professional trader based on what they learned in our room, and that's what we're all about. We're teaching you how to trade, not just giving you trades and hoping you do well and leaving you alone. We care about your well-being. We put out training videos, and we answer all of your questions so that you can become a trader on your own. Teach a man to fish, and they'll eat forever. So if you're interested in joining our team, stay tuned for later in the video. For now, let's jump into the chart and take a look. Okay, guys, so here we are on the 1-hour futures chart for the S&P 500, and not a whole lot changed in regards to our counts because everything kind of followed the way we were expecting. I did add the micro count on here so you can see it better, but if you remember, we were tracking from the top here, this wave 1 down, wave 2 up, and then you got to count all 5 waves of wave 3. So I added that to the chart so you can see where they target. Okay, we got a wave 1 down to the 0.5 extension, which is exactly where you'd want to see a wave 1 hit. You got a wave 2 back up. And now you got a wave 3 starting that's at the pivot and consolidating here. And the pivot is the 38.25, 38.38 area, or the 764 extension and 618 extension of waves 1 and 2. And we go in depth on why we have the pivot and how we use it in our training series. It's really great. You should check it out. You get that with a membership to the group. But anyway, we're at the pivot, and you can see it's held strong support here, and that's kind of how the pivot does. They get down there, they grind through it eventually. They'll break that support, and then the target for wave 3 of 3 is down here at 37.81. And then we look for a bounce up and forward to about 3800 again, and then back down in 5 toward the 3750 to 3710 area on the futures chart. So everything going basically how we thought it would, and just looking for the bears to follow through on this support level. So they've hit it a bunch of times here. Now they need to break through it and go ahead and push down to continue our pattern and get down into this count. Now the pivot is important because the bears do need to break it, and if they don't, you can also often see very strong reversals up out of here, and that would be what we expect to see. So our bullish count, guys, and you know I don't love it because it's a diagonal. It's not something I'm really confident in any way. I won't be even concerned about the bullish count until they break out over 3,900, but I don't know that that's going to be the case. But as I said, the pivot is important, and if they don't break through there, this is what you should expect. Remember, diagonals are 3 wave structures for every wave. So you have an A, B, C up for 1, A, B, C down for 2, and then you have an A, B, C for A of 3. Then you have B of 3 down, okay, and then you would have a 1, 2 set up for C of 3 in this diagonal, and that would be the bullish breakout. So again, very unlikely that this plays out, but it is potentially possible. So we want to understand if they fail here, what we would be looking at on a break back over this 38.85 level. And again, I won't take this seriously until they break out over this high, which is about 39.10 or so, 39.05. If they break out over that, I'll start to take the bullish count seriously. But until then, I do expect to see lower. Over on the NASDAQ, okay, as you can expect, very similar counts to the ES. We had our wave 4 up, and we have wave 1 down, wave 2 up, and then wave 1 of 3, wave 2 of 3. We're down here pounding on the pivot at 10,808. They need to break through that to open the door lower. Okay, so then we would expect them to push through the pivot down towards 10,646, back up towards the 10,808 area, and then down toward the 10,515 area to bottom out in the NASDAQ. So very similar on the downside. They're sitting right on the pivot. We want them to break through the pivot. And again, I go over how the pivot is used in detail in our training course, so check that out. Now, the NASDAQ does not have the same bullish count as the ES, as they have broken this wave too low, so they've invalidated any kind of diagonal that could have happened. So we do expect the NASDAQ to follow through, which is why we expect the ES to follow through as well. But the NASDAQ could get us a bounce, and they should stay under this 11,052 area. So if we see a bounce, it should be contained by 11,052. However, it can go back up here in a bigger wave 2 that would just a little bit higher before going down, but I don't see that really happening. I think the more plausible case is that we break down in wave 3 of 3 towards the 10,596 area. Guys, if you love the information that I put out in these videos and you want real-time market updates from me, you need to check out investwithjacob.com. There's a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that link and it will take you right over to the website. Once you're there, check out our membership plans area. Now, before we jump into this, I do want to show you our training area that we're building out. Elliott Wave for Beginners. You got your introduction, your setup and tools, your Elliott Wave for Beginners. Guys are loving the course. We had videos every week. It is an excellent course if you want to learn Elliott Wave the way I do it. So we have 2 incredible plans, and they both come with a 7-day free trial because we want you to get in there, become part of our trading team, and make sure you love it before you ever spend a penny. You can cancel at any time. In my first room, the Invest with Jacob room, you get all of my real-time market updates, all of my buy and sell alerts, all of your Elliott Wave questions answered, a midday video, and any training courses that we add to the subscription. We trade the SPY and the QQQ, and we swing trade, which means our trades can last anywhere from a few weeks to a few months, so we don't trade quite as often as a day trading room does. However, if you are interested in day trading, as well as individual stocks, you need to check out PT's Throne Room. In there, you get everything you get in the Invest with Jacob room, as well as individual stocks, day trading, and PT's reduced risk binary method that just crushes the market. He gets you in at a cheap price and gets you big multiples on your money, and it's how he structures the trade that's so unique. It's something you kind of have to see to understand, and that's another reason we give you the 7-day free trial. He also started a challenge account where he put $4,000 into an account trading mini ES futures, averaging 3 to 4% gains per week, showing you how to build a small account into a large retirement or savings account. Guys, we'd love to have you in the rooms so we can make some money together. Key takeaways for today: we're looking for a breakdown below 38.25, and that opens the door down towards the 3750 to 3700 areas. If they cannot break through, the bulls can rally up out of here, but we shouldn't take them seriously until they break out over 3900. On the NASDAQ, looking for a continued follow through to the downside to the 10,514 area before we see a reversal there. If they do rally to the upside, it should be contained by the 11,050 area. Guys, it's the weekend. Go out and have a good time. Enjoy your family. Have a great weekend, and I will talk to you next week.